Hey there. It's me, Skittles O'Henry. I'm on TikTok now, and the reason for that has nothing to do with my streams, twitch.tv/Skittles O'Henry, and more to do with something that is important to me and I feel compelled to help others with it. And that is learning about arms. And for whatever reason, I feel compelled to educate people, and people have reached out to me wanting to be educated for a variety of reasons. This is being filmed in January of 2026, so you can imagine what we've got. Now, I don't want to be brandishing something on TikTok, so instead I have this. This is a toy. So this is totally fine for me to show you exactly what you need to know about for personal defense. Now, before I get to that, I do want to say, don't think that this is the first thing you should jump to. The administration is itching for someone to do this at a protest, and I don't think that's what we need to do. This is a last resort. I will tell you, you should be aware of your surroundings. You should build community. These are the most important things. That includes in your home, not just at a protest or wherever you are. Those two things are going to serve you better than any arm will. Now, when things hit the fan, so to speak, you might prefer to have that at your disposal. So, with that in mind, this is going to be a very brief but important lesson about these arms. The most important things you need to know if you've never touched one before, this is what you need to know. And let's start with this. This is the barrel, and this is the muzzle. This should never, ever be pointed at anything you don't want hurt. Imagine there is a laser constantly coming out of this. And I don't mean just the light laser, I mean a damaging laser like on Star Trek or something. A beam of energy is coming out of this at all times, and whatever you're pointing it at is already destroyed. So you don't want to point this at anything that you don't want destroyed. So the most important thing I can tell you about learning about arms is never point this at anything that you don't want harmed. That's the biggest thing. Now, there's a couple other things. One related to that, this is always loaded. Always. Even if you take all the bullets out, it's loaded. And I want to make sure you understand that. That's why you never point it at anything you don't want harmed. Never point it unless you intend to harm. Again, last resort, I don't want you to feel like you have to do that. But if you do, you point it. Otherwise, you always point it down. You can point it up. That's generally not recommended, like this. That's not recommended. Pointing it down. Now notice how I'm holding this with my index finger here, not inside this. This is called the trigger guard. And this is the trigger right here, this little banana. You never, this is the third part, you never, ever put your finger in here until you're ready to fire. If you're picking up, even if you're aiming in a standoff, I'd keep your finger here because sometimes people get itchy and they feel like they have to pull that. Anytime you pick up a firearm, you put your finger there. So that, never put your finger here until it's time for bang bang and you're intending to harm. Those are the most important three things I can tell you. So again, to recap, never point this at anything that you don't want harmed. It's always loaded, even if you've taken all the bullets out. And always, when you pick up any arm, you put your finger outside here. Never on here until it's time to fire. Am I clear? Good. Now, if you enjoy this and you think it's helpful, share it with people who need to know about these sorts of things. And also, let me know. Comment, like, whatever. This is my first time using this platform. I don't know what happens on here. If you want to see more, make it happen algorithmically. Do your magic. And I'll make more. more in depth about this and other arms, more in depth about how to use them. But again, I wanted to cover the most important safety aspects of using one. And I have. So thanks.